This is my review on Mortal Kombat from 1995. We're talking about Mortal Kombat, the direct sequel, Mortal Kombat Annihilation. While I did enjoy these movies, I give them a 5 out of 10 as in the mediocre, bit forgettable at times, more or less. And I felt the characters were fun and cheesy in the good way. They weren't really relatable at all, I felt, and I found it incredibly stupid at times, despite it having a really cool soundtrack and score to the main movie. But like in a Kids Bop way, fun the soundtrack felt. Like, you know, very kid friendly, like something that 90s kids probably like enjoyed. Does it still hold up? I think you could say the soundtrack. Yeah, I think so. It's especially when the singer decides to scream about go some guy. I think what really did for me is like what made the soundtrack really soundtrack. It's not any of the tune or any of the words in the soundtrack. It's just this guy screaming "Mortal Kombat" at the beginning of the opening number before the music even starts. Is what. You gotta admit that was a really fun thing, but I wish the rest of the school is like once that sound that's the stats after that, it feels like it decreases in terms of excitement from there on, and sadly that's also the best part of the movie is the opening scene of the opening credits. I felt, and I just like, you know, this guy screaming, "Mortal Kombat! Yeah!" Like, yeah. And you wish, I wish, the rest of this movie was as crazy, insane, and over the top as that guy screaming Mortal Kombat the whole movie. I wish was. And I wish people died in this movie brutally, like the games. Or died at all instead of in the Looney Tunes fashion. You know, hilariously dying, in a very Looney Tunes fashion, old-fashioned Looney Tunes, the old-fashioned Looney Tunes cartoons. This is how they die. And I was surprised that this movie's PG-13 because this movie doesn't feel like it should be rated G or PG. I think it should be rated G instead of PG-13 because it's too stupid and too lighthearted to be PG-13. Especially for the time it comes out when you got so many more mature themes that you can deal with PG-13 ratings after that and during that time of 1995. That did happen. And, yeah. I guess my big problem was it's sort of like the first Spider-Man movie from 2002 when it was rated PG-13, even though there's no reason why this should be PG-13. PG maybe, at most. But, yeah, I just feel like it's like the first Spider-Man movie from 2002. This should have gone at least a PG rating, not a PG-13. No chance in hell it deserves that rating. Because it's too stupid and lighthearted and silly all the time. And it seems to know it's a stupid movie. Meant for dumb people. And what's wrong with that? I mean, both the first one and the second one, Annihilation. I will say, Annihilation a lot better, even though I agree, it does have shitty effects. But so does the first one at times. But, I will say the first one wasn't as noticeable as the shitty effects in the sequel. Except when it came to the CGI scenes with the effects in the first two, in these two. Those are the only time when the CGI looked pretty bad. Like, you know the scene when Scorpion, Snake comes off his hand instead of the daggers known as being, it's a snake? That to me looked very stupid. And silly and fake. This is the effects on that. in the final product. I mean, it doesn't look that much different than the effects in the Annihilation. And honestly, I thought the CGI in the first Batman movie with Michael Keaton was better than that. And that came out in 1989. Way before 1995 that this movie came out, or the sequel came out. So, yeah, and honestly, and the story is very choppily edited together, both films. And you're not really sure what's going on in the story. You just know that big cleavage women fighting, and then another big cleavage woman is fighting. This this other thing is going on. Thing it's going on now. Another thing to do. Another thing is going on, and both installments of the franchise. That goes for Annihilation and also the first one called this has more Kombat. And honestly, I just wish the movie had more depth and a better story like the 2021 version did. And better, which is better in every way. And including the cast. Yeah. So that's why I give both Mortal Kombat and Mortal Kombat Annihilation 5 out of 10. Goodbye.